these photos. Now, for the first time, and I must say, viewers, that this is ground level imagery. So you get a sense really of the topography and the terrain from eye level. This is not from space. This is not from drone. This is eye level. And what you can see is that somewhere in the Galwan Valley, leading up to Patrol Point 14, where the clash reportedly took place, the Indians have set up an outpost, perhaps an encampment where sappers, engineers could stay till they built up important temporary structures to allow the Indian contingent to move easily and access Patrol Point 14. Let's go to visual proof 2. These are visuals sometime from May. The broadcast makes it quite clear. They are sometime from May. Now remember, it was on the 15th of June that a clash took place, a few days after an important engagement between the two sides. Now viewers, what does this visual proof 2 show you? That Indian soldiers were laying a temporary bridge. You can see that very clearly. The pictures are there on your screens, viewers. That's the Galwan River. This is the base of the valley. That is an Indian contingent there. They're stepping across the rivers. At some places, the river is quite deep, and you have to cross it at least thrice to get to Patrol Point 14. So very much on the Indian side, we are building this bridge. Let's have a closer look at the bridge and the structure that was set up. Let's look at visual proof 3 now. There you see it on your screens. There you see. Carry the bridge building equipment. The soldiers are carrying that bridge building equipment. And in visual proof 4, if you can make out, viewers, let's go on. Let's go to visual proof 4. There's the bridge that has been laid down. One of the Indian soldiers is crossing. His colleagues are on the bank waiting to cross. I suppose one person crosses at one time. The waters here very treacherous, very cold. You can fall, and you can already see stakes that stick out of this temporary bridge structure that allows our soldiers to cross the Nala to get to PP 14 or Patrol Point 14. So anyone telling you that India was not in possession of this territory up till the meeting point of the Shyok and the Galwan River is lying, viewers. These are images from May and possibly even early June. There's a helipad on Patrol Point 14. That's the inverted pyramid, which later on, viewers, as you know, showed Chinese encampments. And that was the encampment that India wanted to clear. And that's the reason why we had a clash. So that's the inverted pyramid area where there is a sharp bend in the Galwan River. And that's, according to the Chinese, an Indian helipad position, which they claim is illegal. That's the problem with differing perceptions, viewers. And now listen to this state broadcast. This little excerpt from their state broadcast. Pay attention. As the Chinese concede that Indians actually haven't lost any land. They have conceded nothing. They have in fact taken, according to them, Chinese land. But in doing so, they refer to these photographs which show India very much in control in the Galwan Valley, having access right up till Patrol Point 14, which completely punctures the narrative here in our country that has been built by a group of individuals to suggest that India was nowhere on the scene. It was caught off guard. In fact, it only woke up when the Chinese came 5 kilometers deep into Indian territory, up to the mouth of the meeting place, the so-called estuary, where the Galwan River meets the Shyok River. That's not true, viewers. The Chinese are conceding it. They've put it out on Weibo. This has been accessed on Weibo, which is a closed Chinese social media platform, not open to outsiders. Screens, this is a map to the left of your screens of June 28. This is a satellite commercial image. Viewers, put out by Maxar. PLA tarps are clearly visible, where right up at patrol point, viewers, patrol point 14, right at the top. You see that triangle? They're there. And now, July 6th, patrol point 14 has been cleared. The Chinese have moved back almost 2 kilometers. Now, viewers, all of those who have been saying that we've conceded land, they must apologize to our forces today. Must apologize. And I want to begin first with Nitin Gokhale, who joins the broadcast along with Abhijit Iyer, Mitra, Senior Fellow of the ORF. Both these individuals are experts on their subject. Abhijit will also be right here with us. And there is, of course, Nitin Gokhale there with us. Mr. Gokhale, this completely proves that India hasn't conceded, our forces haven't conceded even a bit of Indian territory. Mr. Gokhale.
Well, I think what the Chinese media is trying to portray is that Indians came into their area, came into their side of the AC. But clearly, the pictures show that the Indians are working there unhindered. They are not bothered about any attack coming their way. So the Indians are very confident and know clearly that this is the Indians. And as the India has put out previously, in the first statement that we had put out in the beginning of the crisis, that the Indian soldiers, formation commanders, local commanders know exactly where the line of actual control lies. And therefore, they never make a mistake in managing that. And therefore, I think that the Chinese made a miscalculation. They thought that they will intimidate the Indians by pushing in larger number of troops of that area, Galwan Valley. Mind you, people when they call it patrol points are always at a lower height, not on the peaks. Therefore, patrol point is back in the middle of the Galwan River. When it is dry, that is the point up to which Indian soldiers go. But when the water is there, the Indian soldiers have to cross the river at least thrice. And that's why, in anticipation of the melting snows and rising waters, they were building those bridges, as you can see. So therefore, I am not surprised that Indians were doing what they were doing. I think the Chinese were surprised.
There you go. The Chinese were surprised. Abhijit, Iyer, Mitra, clearly the Chinese now beginning to realize that they perhaps bit off more than they can chew. But most importantly, what this video inadvertently has revealed is that India was always there in the Galwan Valley. It was doing, the forces were doing what they do best, which is protect Indian land.
Absolutely, Rahul. And if you notice, this particular point where the bridge construction is happening is 5 kilometers from the confluence of the Galwan and the Shok. So this whole nonsense that they had come up and seized the heights over the Galwan and the Shok turned out to be absolute rubbish. Now, I also want to show you the kind of satellite verification we had. I'm going to hold this up for you. I don't know if you can see it, but
well, we're going to try and go full frame to you. So if you can just expand those pictures slightly, that would help. Let's go full frame to Abhijit Iyer, Mitra. There you, yes, we can see it now.
Yeah. So this was Detresfa's tweet on the 26th of last month, where he had clearly pointed out the same footbridge that people are constructing that you can see in the image.
Yes.
You know, the narrow footbridge, this is the second image here, which you can now see here. It was clearly marked as a footbridge. And I don't think, hang on, let me just fix the...
okay, we're not quite seeing it, but... Okay, there it is. Yes, that's
so this is the level of satellite intelligence that we have been coming up with day in and day out, that people have been dismissing as, oh, you know, this doesn't matter. Our sources are telling us this, blah, 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 and all kinds of nonsense. And it turns out that it's all these China occupation people that have been lying from day one, and lying how? They actually concocted an invasion of Indian territory. They concocted an occupation of Indian territory. They're a national security threat. This is the most irresponsible, third-rate kind of yellow journalism that you can have. It isn't even worthy of being published in a toilet paper, leave alone anything else. Definitely not a newspaper of any kind of repute. What does this prove? This proves lots of things. First, that the LAC was exactly where it has been marked by us all along in all our maps. And remember, we were the only ones that were willing to commit to maps and actually start drawing lines on the ground. And today's satellite imagery that has just been released about an hour back clearly shows that the Chinese have withdrawn 1.5 kilometers beyond that behind that LAC as per the agreement. And I suspect what these shameless people are now going to do is they are going to goalpost shift and claim that no. The LAC is a further 10 kilometers inside, and so the Chinese have now annexed. And you remember, we went through this when we did the program on the Shok. You remember what they immediately came up with, that no, this is a further 5 kilometers down there and all of that. Now it's going to move another 10 kilometers west to prove that the Chinese are now so many kilometers inside Indian territory. Yes. I don't know how people have the gall to actually come on TV and now defend these nonsensical, ludicrous positions. And also, please note, it also shows to some extent that we went in there, like I had said, to destroy that dam about 600 meters inside China, because that dam posed a significant and serious threat. So you can actually see in those images the level of water droppage that would result because Chinese had blocked off the waters, which we had to destroy because the legal precedent for the rest of North India, which depends on glacial melt flows from the Himalayas, was so significant and so extreme that China had violated its upper riparian obligations. These images from China have just disproven their entire codswallop that they had basically concocted over the last 2 months.
You know, I'm so shocked. I'm really shocked. This proof now, the Chinese have inadvertently put out, and thank goodness for patriotic Indians who have been able to penetrate Weibo and pull out these pictures. Today, viewers, what shocks me is the extent to which a certain bunch of perhaps Chinese apologists, I don't know what to call them, a lobby, I don't really know what to call them, viewers. It's very hard to label individuals who could stoop to the level of concocting lies to mislead the country. And I want to ask Nishant Verma today. Nishant Verma, do you believe that this entire group of individuals has seriously dented the morale of our forces, misrepresented their valor, and most importantly, Nishant Verma, misled this entire nation just to score points against the Modi regime? Nishant Verma.
Thank you. Couple of points here, 3, 4, not more than that. First of all, yes, it is very difficult to label people the way you were saying. Yes, it is very difficult because it is you who fell into the trap of some WhatsApp university data.
Listen. Answer the question. Nishant Verma, get to the question.
I am going there.
Enough of your rhetoric.
I am going there.
For months altogether, you have been fooling the nation. Now, when I'm asking you the straight question, you are talking about some labeling, some abstract. No, listen, get to the point. Get to the point. I'm asking you a question. Do you owe an apology?
Would you allow me to answer?
Since you only respond to direct questions, let me ask you the most direct question. I was trying to be a little, listen to me. I was trying to be a little less accusatory, hoping that you would comply with the spirit, but you are not clearly capable of. So I'm asking you, did you today, will you apologize? Will you today concede that you misled this country by furthering the narrative espoused by a group of individuals that might have had political leanings and that was certainly adopted by the political party, the Congress? Simple, straightforward question. Answer me.
The straightforward answer to your question is we don't need experts like Mr. Mitra, who was speaking earlier, before me, who does not even know the origin of Rasgulla and was arrested and sent, trying to tell the country where Galwan is, number one. Number two, it is surprising, Bharatiya Janata Party has gone back 20 kilometers today, not even appearing on your panel, and we are discussing from Weibo, like we discussed from WhatsApp, the banned Weibo in India, something that has come up, we don't even have the authenticity. Neither the Chinese government nor Indian government has authentic.
I've just put out 2 satellite images.
So what are we discussing, sir? No,
for a moment, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Sir,
what do you mean? Do you want
your
the Chinese general to come and sit in the studio?
You said, please rewind and see.
The man has made.
Rewind it. No, I want my Indian government to say.
No, 1 second.
My government should say.
Abhijit, Mitra Iyer is assessing
I don't need any
Chinese
media
videos
or
that
a
have been put
social
out.
media house.
Excuse me,
Mr.
the Chinese.
Abhijit, Mitra,
1 second, the
what
state
you
broadcaster.
You don't even know
the government said that. The government said that. You were the one claiming the government was lying. Today you have apple pie on your face.
You have absolutely no.
Sir, apple pie, I love
no,
it.
No, 1 second. You have absolutely
the problem is
no.
But you have it on your face. That's never a good thing in any kind of civilized country.
Either in China or in India, telling us what happened.
2 pictures.
We want the
Viewers,
ministry to
now
come
1
up,
minute.
or
This entire lobby has depended on Maxar satellite.
You've been acting as a fifth column of China since day one.
Well, there you go.
Are a fifth column.
I'm not saying it. One of our panelists is saying it. I'm sure if I open the phone lines today, the viewers of this country, the viewers of Times Now will say the same thing. I want to bring in Colonel Harrison and General G.D. Bakshi. Colonel Harrison, what do you call this? What do you call this if not opportunism? When the Chinese are today coming out and claiming that they actually suffered more, when they are putting out the pictures, and let's put out those pictures from ground level to show that the Indians have been there as late as end May, early June. What is the debate about? What is the debate about? And today, let me tell you, sir, is the anniversary of the martyrdom of one of our greatest Veers. Greatest Veers. Mr. Batra laid down his life for us. And today these people are sitting on national TV, seating certificates from our forces. Isn't that a shame, Colonel?
Why not?
Why not? What do you mean, why not? What do you mean, why not?
Rahul,
how dare you?
Of course. You get China? You get China to authenticate it?
Rahul,
you have an enemy authenticating your story.
The government has come out and issued a statement. Do you not know?
It is a photograph authenticating it, not the enemy authenticating it.
You shocked me. You shocked me, Nishant Verma. Silence him 1 minute. Let the colonel come in. This man knows no boundaries. And they are pushing an agenda. In fact, let me tell you, Mr. Mitra, don't at any level exchange words with this individual. They are part of a committed lobby.
What I'm saying,
Rahul, they beat to the drum of a particular party.
Come in, please.
Night after night. Colonel Harrison. General Bakshi and Colonel Harrison. First, Colonel Harrison, yes.
No, what I'm saying that, 1 minute, such is the proliferation and villainy of these fifth columnists that today, yes, it's tragic that we have to, cite Chinese sources, because these people never believed anything. They never believed in Balakot. They never believed in surgical strike. But let me tell you, today you have taken, invoked, Captain Batra, the martyr of Kargil. Now let me tell you, do you mean to say all these fifth columnists, if I may tell them, that there are Captain Batras in our army, in every unit, in every organization? You mean to say Captain Batras will tell a lie to their senior, and their senior will tell a lie, to their brigade commander, and the brigade commander will tell a lie to the GOC, and he in corps commander, and then to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister to the nation? Is it possible? I'm just putting it very simply. It is not possible, sir. It is just not possible.
Finally, Prime Minister
and the
can lie.
second thing,
theek hai.
I have heard lot of
Fauji's don't lie.
Listen, Nishant Verma.
नहीं वो
Nishant Verma, you're crossing the line.
आपकी मेहरबानी से नहीं वो 300 सीट लेके आया है. You can't win a municipality election. You can't win a municipality election. He has come with 300 seats. He has come with 300 seats. You can't. नहीं आप एक म्यूनसिपैलिटी का भी इलेक्शन नहीं जीत सकते हैं और आपको अगर अभी ऑडियंस का व्यू ले ले नहीं अगर ऑडियंस if the editor takes the view of the audience now, see how popular you are. The whole country is against you. I just let him open the lines. I don't know what is the format of his program today and see what people speak about you. So don't say he is my prime minister. In a democracy, he is the chief of it. He is the chief of the executive for 5 years. If you don't like him, just lump it. Just lump it. Just lump it.
One second.
Let me bring it. I'm so sorry for you.
General Saab, I don't want you to be responding to these individuals. These are agents provocateurs. They perhaps have a vested interest, I don't know. But I want you not to be responding to them. I want a political reaction first from Shehzad Poonawala, General Saab. Let Shehzad take on Nishant Verma. Yes, Shehzad, go ahead. Make your point.
What will he take on me? Take on China?
Listen to me. One second. Keep quiet, please. Keep quiet. Let someone else have a point on this debate.
I agree.
Sure, sir.
Go ahead.
Sure, sir.
For a change, I agree, Nishant. For a change, I agree that nobody can take on you because the only people who can take on you are the likes of the Indian Army, because only the Indian Army deals with anti-nationals. Only the Indian Army deals with the Chinese PLA soldiers and breaks their back and breaks their faces. So maybe there will be a time that the Indian Army will have to deal with those with a traitor and Chinese mindset and a Beijing Bhakti. But that aside, today, Rahul, you were forced. Rahul, 1 second. Now, can this man stop? Can this man stop heckling? I request the producers.
1 second.
I'll just take 30 seconds to sum up my point, and after that, some other experts
let him finish, please. Let him finish.
So
let him
Rahul,
finish. Let him finish. Lower his fader. Rahul, there was never any doubt on the Indian Army, or there was never any doubt on the things that were being told to us by our own government. In fact, even to bolster these claims, we had the likes of Abhijit, Mitra, Iyer and Nitin Gokhale constantly using satellite imagery to tell us the facts. But the problem was, Rahul, that there are some people who only believed the Balakot strike happened when Imran Khan got up and said कि बहुत खौफनाक हुआ था और खौफनाक करने जा रहे हैं. And therefore, these are the same people who will only believe the Chinese propaganda machinery. And what has the Chinese propaganda machinery admitted today? It has admitted that Rahul Gandhi was a liar who said that China has taken over our land. Not an inch has been conceded. That Rahul Gandhi was a liar when he said that India had surrendered. That Rahul Gandhi was a liar when he said that the Indian army was shastrahin. Today, Chanakya has prevailed over Sun Tzu. This is the Modi Doal doctrine. हम छेड़ेंगे नहीं, पर तुम छेड़ोगे तो तुमको छोड़ेंगे नहीं. Converse that with the Nehru doctrine or the Manmohan Singh doctrine. What was the Nehru Manmohan doctrine? कि पैसा दो, आर्थिक हित लो. अरे पैसा दो, 26/11 करो, हम MFN स्टेटस देंगे. अरे पैसा दो, हमारे RGF फाउंडेशन में हम आपको जमीन 2010 से 13 में दे देंगे. अरे हम आपको 48,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर अक्साई चीन का दे देंगे. And no wonder Nishant Verma will ask you from the Indian Army, but he will never believe what has been said by the Indian braves. Okay, General Bakshi, one second. Listen to me. This is what General Bakshi, this is what Rahul Gandhi said today. Why has status quo ante not been insisted on? Why allow China to justify murder of Jawans in our land? Why no mention of territorial sovereignty of Galwan? Dr. Shamma Muhammad of the Congress said government agreed to move back 1.8 kilometer when China is in our land. In our land, she says. In our land. This is the great good doctor from the Congress party. India has moved the buffer zone to the Indian side of the LAC. Don't they know? Don't they speak before studying the facts?
Please,
I mean, let's look at these visuals.
They know
General
better
Saab,
than
look
us.
at these pictures
They know
and look at the satellite images, both of them. What do they show? The Chinese have pulled back from the LAC. There it is. It's right there at the bottom. This is the visual from July. The one on top is 28 June. You can see the Chinese are there at PP 14. You can see the pyramid right on top. Today they've come all the way down. They moved back. The Chinese Communist Party is putting out through its favorite and perhaps only news channel, the CCP, the facts. These chaps still don't want to see the truth. General Bakshi?
Rahul, there is a Chinese proverb, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? The very graphic pictures that you have put out, bring it out to the meanest intelligence, what the ground reality is. And when we see these images and we couple them with the satellite imagery that has been put out, we realize the great diversity of truth that has been going on all this while. How a campaign of calumny and slander against the armed forces who were under total gag orders has been allowed to get away. You know, Rahul, I think after seeing these images, if somebody still wants to continue with that rant, then that gentleman, is either out of his mind or he has got such a perverted agenda that you can say what you like, show him what proof you
Ghanshyam
like.
Tiwari of the
but he's
Samajwadi
got
Party joins the broadcast.
pathological
Kirip Chalaya is also here with us. General, I think you made a very good point. Let me ask them this question. Will you still say, on the basis of the evidence that is now staring back at you via Times Now, that the status quo ante is not at least being restored in Galwan? Mr. Samajwadi Party's Ghanshyam Tiwari? Would you still say?
Rahul, let me first inform your viewers, because you did not, that BJP has decided not to be on this debate.
Yes, it has.
They don't know what to speak about.
I'll tell you why.
Second.
One second. I'll tell you why. Because unlike you, they don't want to give grist. They don't want to give grist to the Chinese. One second, you listen to me. They don't want to give grist to the Chinese. Listen to me. They don't want to give grist to the Chinese, sir, to take umbrage, use an excuse from a loose comment made by ill-informed individuals and then punish India. They don't want to do that. And I think that is mature, unlike the motor mouths in the opposition. Now you answer the question.
Allow me a second sentence.
Answer the question.
My second point is, wait a second. My second, Times of India today reports that China is still in Indian territory. This is Times of India today. Indian Express reports the same. The Hindu reports the same. Are you saying that Times of India is a toilet paper? Is Abhijit Iyer Mitra saying?
Where do they say this? Where do they say this, sir? You tell me, where do they say this? Don't lie. Don't malign a fair name of a newspaper. None of these newspapers make this claim. Certainly not the Times of India. The Times of India, if you read very closely, please, don't try to, this is not going to happen. Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, don't be too clever by half. Here are my words of advice for you. You are being too clever by half.
I can read to you. I challenge you.
Show me where they're right. Show me where they're right, sir, that they are on. No, you show me. You caught it. You show me. Show me.
I'm showing you. Times of India writes in the second paragraph, India's guard will be up. De-escalation had gone off on June 15 after the PLA reneged on agreement to dismantle an observation post on Indian territory near Y Junction, which is around 1.5 kilometers below PP 14. Ensuing clashes led to death of 20 Indian soldiers and an unspecified number of PLA casualties. Under it says that China was in Indian territory. The same way the Hindu writes in Pangangso, one of the most contentious...
One second.
Standoff.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, patrol point 14. Let me bring in Mr. Iyer on this. Let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra on this. Listen to the facts. You listen to the facts. This is not, you're misleading. Once again, you're twisting the words of the... you're twisting the words of the Times of India to suit your narrative. 1 minute. 1 second. Don't misinterpret the Times of India, sir. Don't misinterpret the the Times of India? 1 minute, please. Allow me to speak. Yes. Abhijit, Iyer, Mitra. Yes, Abhijit, Iyer, Mitra. Why don't you explain to these individuals?
Right now, you remember for the last 2 months, they have not committed to a map. They haven't given you an image. And now they're not going to, they'll keep quoting the Times of India without ever showing you the actual article. Why? Because they want to twist it to their own things, like they were twisting all the sources all this while. This is what they do. They're a bunch of nautanki walas and tamasha walas. They don't even deserve any proper time on TV. They're the ones who just keep blithering and blabbering. They're little more than theatre artists, nothing more. They're not even worth the time. I don't know why anybody even takes their sources seriously anymore, because their sources are sad, pathetic jokes just like they are. I suggest you ignore it and have a serious conversation now, because these people aren't even worth engaging with.
Have a serious conversation with Jailbird, because the sources of Indian Express and Times of India and the Hindu...
You are a mischievous, 1 second, mischievous presence on this panel. Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, you're deliberately trying to distort a very fair news report. PP14 lies on, as you know, PP14 lies on the LAC.
What does Abhijit know about
1 minute.
Indian territory?
What do you know? What do you know, you armchair? No, you armchair experts, what do you know? What do you know? You don't even respect, sir, the martyrdom of our soldiers. Kirip Chalaya, let me bring you in. Let me bring you in, Kirip Chalaya. There are also viewers who are waiting to come on to the broadcast. Kirip Chalaya, let me ask you, today will we
talk about Galwan?
Today will we concede?
What do you know about
Today will we concede? 1 second, please. Just keep these whippersnappers silent, please. No, nothing. No, nothing, but make the loudest noise. You know what kind of vessels make the loudest noise, viewers? It's empty vessels. Okay, wait. Kirip Chalaya, don't fall into this trap, Kirip Chalaya. I know that you were part of the Congress at one time, but today, when the facts stare back at you, when there is a map that has come out just an hour back that shows that the Chinese have pulled back to perhaps even 2.5 kilometers, is there any debate left? Would you still have a problem suggesting that, oh, unless the status quo ante is restored, disengagement means nothing? Will you support what Mr. Tharoor has said? Will you support what Dr. Shama Muhammad has said? Will you support what Pawan Kheda of the Congress are saying? Would you?
Well, before I open my mouth, I'm little, a timid kind of character, individual, or all kinds of demeaning things that can be said about a human being. I'm not a very learned man. I don't have the kind of vocabulary which others have. And I have a very limited knowledge about what is happening. But from whatever has transpired till now, there are a few points which, if you permit me, and even if I talk nonsense, as somebody has said, even if I talk nonsense, I think, if I have a differing opinion, I just would like to be patiently heard. If that is allowed, then I can make certain submissions.
Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Shivshankar.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I think whatever you have narrated till now, has justified to a great deal the contentious issue of Indo-China conflict, in which China was considered to be the aggressor, and India was supposed to be the defending people, and defending Indian army. 20 of them got martyred, and that led to a conflagration and heightening of tension. Now, today's narrative shows in a different light, and if we are to believe the Chinese propaganda or web magazine or whatever that is, I think it will not be perhaps wholly correct. And excuse my saying it very in spite of my apprehension that I might be doubted as a traitor or something. But I think you can't take what the Chinese are claiming during a warlike situation when they are calling somebody an aggressor. It could be a ploy also to justify their aggression and their murderous acts. And the fact that they still have aims of taking
Mr.
the sword
Chalaya.
to further aggression.
Mr. Chalaya.
They had been always
Mr. Chalaya.
Can I finish?
Can I just ask
Can I
Mr.
finish,
Chalaya
Rahulji?
one question?
Mr. Chalaya, let me tell you.
Rahul, can I ask Mr. Chalaya just one question, please? One question.
One more line.
Mr. Chalaya, can I ask you just one question? Rahul, one question.
I'm very scared, but if you permit me,
Rahul,
one more line.
can I ask just one question of Mr. Kirit Chalaya?
You know, the Chinese had been
Mr.
cheating
Chalaya, I
us.
want to ask you just
They
one
had done
question.
it at the time in 1962.
Mr. Chalaya, one question,
They
please.
had done it a number of times. They have taken advantage of
Mr.
that.
Chalaya, can I ask you one question,
Yes.
please, sir? Sir, you've been a former member of parliament. Can I ask you one question, please?
Please.
Yeah, sir, with utmost respect.
Yeah, you are.
With
Please.
utmost respect, Rahul, and I take your role on for just 20 seconds.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Rahul Gandhi did a video and he said, "Hamare sainik shastrahin the," and this statement was intended to give a deafening blow to the manobal of our forces. Sir, the pictures are in front of you. The Indian army was not unarmed. Now, kam se kam is baat par. On this point, tell me, Mr. Chalaya, did Rahul Gandhi lie to the nation, and if so, what was the contract on which basis he lied? Why did he lie to the nation?
My very respected friend, and especially also Mr. Shivshankar ji, who is a leading anchor in the country and leading a channel
Yes,
like
sir,
Times
please.
Now. I think,
We know that, sir.
in my
Answer the
humble
question.
way, I believe that at this time, the Indian polity should be united and not denigrated.
Good.
He's not
And
answering the
democracy-
That is,
opinions
at least
differ.
that's
Different
a
kind of
suggestion that we
perspectives.
can now
But,
take forward. I think Mr. Chalaya at least is saying, let's be united. Let's throw out these petty
Why was Rahul Gandhi
differences out of the window.
Then we may fall into the trap of being misled.
Okay. Yes.
I'm
You're
sorry
right.
if I'm
I'll tell you who
offending
is
in
doing
any
the
way,
misleading.
but I think
The people who are doing the misleading, and let's ask some of our viewers.
Little cautious.
Ashish Patil calling in from Nasik, Chandrasekhar from Hyderabad. Chandrasekhar, go ahead. You're calling in from Hyderabad. How do you view the narrative that has been pushed over the last few days?
Good evening, Rahul.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Why you are calling these people into these things for these things? I do not understand. What they have proved all these days since 1.5 months, they are saying Indian army, Chinese army has come into India. What they have proved? What photographs they have put?
Nothing.
Why Nishant Verma is talking like
You're absolutely right. Mr. Chandrasekhar, you're absolutely right. These individuals, as Abhijit Iyer Mitra has been saying, come with zero proof. They only come with poisonous darts to throw all around. I want to go across to Govind from Chennai. 1 second, Mr. Chalaya.
20 martyrs' life, they were not martyrs defending our land.
What are you talking
Chinese
about? Calm
never
down.
came.
Calm down.
This
Calm
is
down.
justification.
First, you said that you were a very timid personality. Now you're showing yourself out to be. No, 1 second, please. Look, please. 1 second.
Rahul,
Let me bring
if
in.
that is the case, even I can
Yeah,
raise my
General.
voice. If this
General,
gentleman
yes.
is,
General, go ahead. Make your point.
Rahul, what I would like to state is that when things are contested, when views are contested, versions are contested, we go by empirical evidence.
Yes.
Right? What you have presented on the channel today is empirical, visual proofs positive. Right? These are still photography, so these are not even videos that you can say have been edited. This is still photography.
With all due respect,
And
this is presented by the Chinese
they
side.
give a
You
very
can be
clear
that
story.
gullible.
They give a very deliberate
up to me.
lie
You're a general.
to all that our armchair strategists were saying that the Chinese have come in 3, 4, 5 kilometers inside Indian territory.
such an
Now
irony
every
that a
child in
retired
this country
senior major
knows
general
where
has
Nara
fallen
Bend
into a
is,
Chinese trap.
where Petrol Point 14 is. We have been
Sir, you
exposed
are-
to so much
You
commercial
are such a
satellite
respected
imagery.
general. You have
So,
fallen into a Chinese
let's
trap,
go by
a
empirical
Chinese propaganda
facts,
through a banned
because
app in
this
India
is
called
not
Vivo.
Mr.
is a
Verma,
source
let
of
General
this
Bakshi
discussion.
speak.
While my government does
Let
not
General
have a
Bakshi
right.
speak.
All that
Put his fader down, he'll constantly interrupt. Yes.
Rahul, can I just finish?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just make a brief
Yes.
point?
Make your
I
point.
think the lesson learned is that our
No, but General
initial
Saab, with all due
total
respect, and you are a very
knowledge or
outspoken
information clampdown, a la what we had done in Gokhale, was misused this time by people who were waiting to fill the vacuum with their own distorted, slanted narratives. These narratives stand fully exposed today.
Absolutely.
With empirical evidence.
I think there's no denying it. The visual evidence is there. And if you really want the latest 1 hour back, viewers, that's the evidence. Let's show them full screen once again those pictures. Yes, let's just cut this in 2 windows. 1 second, stop shouting. Mr. Chirag, stop shouting. 1 second, please. Govind is also calling in from Chennai. Govind, go ahead with your views this evening.
For having me on the show.
You're most welcome.
Number one is, why are you calling this jokers, Nishant, and all the fellows who don't know anything about anything in the field? They're only parroting the line of the Rahul. And Rahul is another joker. You are telling about Dr. Shama Mohammed, the spokesperson of Congress, who said some idiotic things. Do you know what she has said last 2 days back in a Kerala channel? That Prime Minister is attacking Pakistan because Pakistan is the Muslim country. And that is the opposition we have here.
Well, that's the opposition we have, unfortunately, sir. That's what we are saddled with in this country. But for a few moments, let's just look at, as General Bakshi says, the cold evidence, the empirical hard evidence. Let's expand these pictures. Here you can see June 28th, the Chinese tarps are still visible at Galwan, patrol point 14. Please, Nizam Bhai, let's show them. Let's show them. On July 6th, patrol point 14 area has been cleared. Very clear. It's there. That area right on top, where you see an inverted pyramid or a triangle, was occupied on June 28th. That was patrol point 14. That is exactly on the LAC. And a large number of individuals have been saying that that is now under Chinese occupation, which is Indian land. But that's only patrol point 14 on the LAC. Technically, the Chinese thought that they could grab it. It belonged to nobody. It was a patrol point. Both sides came, patrolled, left a marker and went back. It belongs to nobody. Viewers, occupying patrol point 14 doesn't mean that you've occupied Indian land. Let's first get that straight. Today, a buffer has been set up, and these individuals have come down 2.5 kilometers. Why would they do that? Because, viewers, they clashed with the Indian army and they live to regret it. They've realized they messed with the wrong people. They also messed with a government that punished China. And that was possible because all of you out there, viewers, took up as a mission the boycott China call. We shook the British by boycotting their goods. We will bring the Chinese down to their knees by boycotting their product. All Indians must resolve, viewers, must resolve to this.